What up, fam? It's your boy Aaron coming to you once again from First and Faithful, bringing you our series on 49er training camp battles. Today's a doozy. Ahkello Witherspoon, Emmanuel Moseley. We'll go over the tail of the tape, strengths, weaknesses, and who I think will come out on top. But before we get into that, please do me a huge favor. Take 1 second, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell icon. Multiple videos every week. This is the start of the training camp battle series. We'll be having multiple videos heading right up to the start of the padded practices, so stay tuned. Really appreciate all of your support, but let's get ready to rumble. Let's go to the tail of the tape. Witherspoon, 6'3", 195 pounds, the long, lanky, rangy cornerback. Moseley, 5'11", 190 pounds, the shorter, beefier, stockier cornerback. You see the 2019 stats on your screen. 8 starts for Witherspoon, 1 touchdown off of 1 interception against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Week 1, 9 passes defended. Pro Football Focus gave him a 63.5 coverage grade for the season, which put him 50th overall. Moseley, 1 interception against the Panthers, 8 passes defended. They gave him, Pro Football Focus gave him a 68.0 coverage grade, which had him 34th overall in 9 starts. Now let's go over some strengths and weaknesses, starting with Spoon, length, and speed. Those are the 2 big ones for me. Like I say, he's a long, lanky, rangy cornerback. You combine that with good speed. He's not track fast, but he's quick. Probably more quick than fast. You combine those together, which puts him in a position to make plays, which I think is his biggest strength. He seems to be in a position to make plays. Unfortunately, he does not. That will come into play when we get to his weaknesses. But in order to make plays, you have to be in a position to make plays. So he gets there. He gets to that point, like I said, with his length, with his speed. Now going to his weaknesses, like I said, part of the problem is, even though he's in a position, he does not make plays. A lot of it has to do is he doesn't track the ball well, which is a killer. You can do everything right, but if you don't track the ball, especially in the NFL, a lot of the balls are 50-50, and it's who can make a play. And if you do not make the play, you cost your team, and it's sad when you put yourself in a position to make a play and you do not. The other big thing, loses confidence easy. We saw this especially once he got back from his injury, the foot sprain. If he had one bad play, it just ballooned, it just snowballed. We saw it the last 3 weeks, really, his last 3 starts, I should say, against the Rams in Week 16, Week 17 against the Seahawks, and against the Vikings in the divisional round. Just gave up a couple plays, and it just seemed like his confidence just went just the way of the dodo. Sucks to see a cornerback, but it's just I think you have to have that ability to erase that last play. Kind of like we talk about quarterbacks when they give up an interception, you have to be able to erase that and move on to the next play. Same with cornerbacks, and I don't know if Spoon, at least last season, did not demonstrate that. Maybe he can turn it around, but definitely didn't demonstrate it last season, and obviously really cost him. The other issue he has, all that combined, red zone, he was not good in the red zone. Gave up 3 touchdowns on 7 red zone targets. A 132.1 quarterback rating against him when thrown against him in the red zone. Just not good. Part of that is too many free releases. I'm not sure if it's because he thinks his speed and length will allow him to catch up, but it's definitely a problem. You can see it right here is a big example of that. Week 17 against the Seahawks. You see them both at the bottom of your screen. Metcalf, he just allows Metcalf to get the free release. You can't do that when you're playing against Russell Wilson. Russell sees out one-on-one. That's easy pitch and catch. Just too easy. You can't make it that easy, especially when you have that one-on-one. You got to at least body up, do something to kind of slow down that momentum. Did not. Easy pitch and catch. This one is the touchdown he gave up against Diggs in the divisional round. This is the perfect example of being in the position to make the play, but because he doesn't track the ball. So you see his strength, speed, length, in a position to make a play, but because he he has such a weakness in tracking the ball and making the play. It cost him. You see the bottom of your screen right there. Diggs runs a simple go route. Witherspoon's with him step for step. Cousins underthrows the ball. Witherspoon, he turns back. I don't know if he just misjudged it. I'm not sure what happened, but overruns the play. Diggs makes a simple play on the ball. You know, Witherspoon, because he overplayed it, falls down, trips over himself basically. Diggs literally walks into the end zone. And that was honestly pretty much the end of Witherspoon's season after that. Moseley came in and pretty much locked it down after that. But perfect example, like I said, of the strength, the length, the speed, being in position to make a play, but just completely failing because he doesn't make the play on the ball. He gives up the big play. That's how we have Moseley. So now let's get into some strengths and weaknesses of Moseley. Not too many, honestly. I like what I see on tape of his. He likes to be physical. Not so much at the line. We'll get to that. I think that's one of his weaknesses. Also gives off free releases, but when he actually gets into coverage and in run stop, like, he seems to enjoy the physicality of it. The biggest thing that he does well to me, he is a very instinctual player, makes quick breaks on routes. You see it all the time. You saw it against Carolina, saw the quick route, undercut it, easy interception. He is very, very good at that, especially the quick routes. So good at making breaks on those, getting, passes defended, getting interception. A perfect example of this kind of instincts is against the Packers. 2 plays right here. You see the Packers ran this back-to-back. This is the first half against the Niners in the championship game. And it's going to be the same play back-to-back. See in the first play at the bottom of the screen, Moseley, the outside receiver runs kind of a deep route or like a deep dig, trying to push Moseley out, right? Trying to get him deep into coverage to free up the seam route. For whatever reason, Rodgers didn't go tap. Looked like it was pretty well covered. Rodgers didn't go tap. Apparently they liked it so much they literally went back to it the very next play. You see it. This time Moseley recognizes the play quickly. You see he bails, recognizes the play immediately, sees the seam route, undercuts it, interception. A little bit of a bad throw by Rodgers, but you can see Moseley recognizes the play almost immediately, makes that play. Like I said, very instinctual player. I love that he is so good at that. That's one thing I think is, I won't say is impossible to teach, but I think if you have good instincts, there's a lot of other layers that you can teach on top of that, just with playing time and getting used to scheme, etc. That I think you can fix very easily. The one big weakness for me, same I said Witherspoon, when they get into man coverage, too many free releases. Allows you can get burned, especially someone like Moseley who is not as fast. This is a perfect example right there against the Cardinals. Halloween, you see right here against Andy Isabella, he gives the free release on the crossing route. Isabella comes across. At that point, Moseley is basically out of the picture because he just doesn't have the speed to keep up with someone like Isabella. Murray puts on him. This is where Moseley fails. Instead of just making the sure tackle, taking the angle, and just making the tackle, because he's out of position, I think he kind of panics. This is something you see cornerbacks do a lot. They panic. He dives for the ball. Trying to make a play that basically he wasn't going to be able to make. Takes himself out of the picture. Leaves the rest of his teammates out to dry, basically, to clean up his mess. They're not able to. What should have been, a good game, but not anything crazy, turns into an 80-plus yard touchdown. Again, 1, because he didn't jam, 2, because he panicked and then took a bad angle. And, that's just again, I think with experience, he can clean up, fix some of the things. I was going to show the Super Bowl play, the 3rd and 15, but yeah, I won't show that one. Let's just say, again, I think that's something he can clean up. Just because, with time in the system, just coming more playing time, more snaps, I think those are things that can be easily corrected. He already brings the instincts. I think those other things can be easily corrected. All right, so the judges' scores are in. Let's see who they chose as their pick for the winner of this camp battle. Drum roll, please. by unanimous decision, Emmanuel Moseley. For me, it's pretty straightforward. We saw by the end of last season who was clearly the better number 2 cornerback for the Niners, barring obviously that 3rd and 15 in the Super Bowl. I think with more snaps, like I said earlier, Moseley can be pretty dang good as the number 2. He showed it last season. I mean, he was put in there against the Seahawks, against the Vikings in the playoffs, against Aaron Rodgers, against Patrick Mahomes, and for the most part held his own, which is something we unfortunately cannot say with Witherspoon. That's not to say Witherspoon can't win this camp battle. This is, I think, Moseley's to lose, but if he comes in out of shape, or he thinks it's his and doesn't come prepared, there's certainly an opportunity for Witherspoon to take that job. The winner of this one is important. One, because obviously the cornerback outside Sherman. Two, both these guys are free agents after this season. So you got to figure the winner of this, if they can do well this season, the Niners are going to try to lock down, kind of long term. So this is, important not just for the team, but for the players themselves, long term. Alright fam, so that's my pick for the winner of this camp battle. Do me a favor, leave me a comment down below. Let me know who you think will win, who you want to win. Like I said, we're going to be doing another one of these videos every couple of days leading up to August 17th, which is the first day of padded practices. If there's one in particular you really want to see, let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to get that out to you. But as always, thank you for watching. This has been First and Faithful. I'm Aaron. Have a great one. Bye-bye.